I think looking back at last week, for us to get the full 6 points to shut out the other team was a huge step in the right direction, and we wanted to keep that momentum going. We have an opportunity to play against a team that beat us first time around, and they're, I think, right next to us in the standings. So anytime we play against an Eastern Conference team, there's going to be more at stake. But more than anything, we just wanted to keep that momentum going, and we're able to do that tonight.
How rewarding is it for you to have now 3 shutouts in a row? And you guys
I think that's the first time in my Red Bull career. Yeah. I feel like the most I've had is 2 in a row, so it's kind of nice to have that third one. I'm not going to be greedy and go for the fourth, but why not? No, it was a great performance by the entire group of guys back there, starting from Connor to Sal on the outside, and then of course the 2 guys in the middle. Zoo has had a tough season, battling injuries, and for him to get back on the field and play the way he did today not only continues to validate the belief that we have in him, but almost reaffirms the potential that we believe we have in the back line. And of course Colin, since he's been here, his presence, his effort, all of it, his leadership in the back has been massive for us, and I think we're just excited to see how much better we can get, because I know that we're still work in progress, and we have to have the mentality that we're always going to keep improving. And if we do that, then we can expect more performances like tonight.
What do you see when you see Bradley go on these runs? I mean, he gets on these streaks now, which
Yeah.
is in now. From your perspective, what do you see?
Well, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. First off, he's such a great guy. He's such a great teammate. And then for him to possess the sort of quality he has just is a cherry on top. But in the beginning of the season, he was frustrated, but it's happened before. And we know that not only is he a bit streaky, but when he does get on these streaks, then it's like everything he hits goes in the goal, and that's what it felt like today. We're excited that he's on our team doing that, but more than anything, we're just excited for him because we know that the beginning of the season was frustrating.
Talk about the season 1-6. Obviously we're starting at the gates, and now you find yourself at the top of the East going into this break. Can you imagine this turnaround so quickly?
Yes. It was a little surreal when we were sitting there 1-6, and when we had that leadership meeting, we were just looking at each other, saying that it's not good enough. There's a lot being said about the hangover from last year's successful run, just us not making plays. But at the end of the day, I think the message was very clear. When this team does well, those guys in that room are the ones that get the accolades. But on the flip side, if we're not doing well, we have to take full responsibility. And it was at that moment, that watershed moment, I felt that we started heading in the right direction. For it to be so quick is maybe a little bit of a surprise, but then again, we know the quality that's in this locker room, so it's always going to come down to the sort of effort that we put onto the field. And outside of the DC game, the effort's been there, and we've been able to get results.
Talk about the penalty. Obviously, they encroach, and then that gives you a second chance.
I'm very grateful they encroached because it makes it that much more difficult for the shooter. I held my side. I felt good about what I was doing, and I was very fortunate.
And then, of course, later on in the game, you made a stop. There was a rebound chance, and Gideon just cleared that ball off the line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looked like you really badly wanted the clean sheet to finish off before you get to the Copa America break.
The clean sheet really is nice, but we wanted the points. And we felt, especially being a man down, that if we gave up a goal, there was going to be belief, there was going to be confidence, and they're going to get back into the game. So if we could keep that clean sheet, it was going to keep them down. And that's what the mentality was. It wasn't necessarily, okay, let's make sure we get the clean sheet. Let's make sure we get 3 points. And the best way to do that is to not let them score and let that belief come back in.
How's it feel now? 6 out of 7 unbeaten. Obviously the loss against DC, but still, you're 6 out of your last 7 unbeaten in this stretch before you go out and take this break. How are you feeling right now yourself, and how do you think the boys are feeling right now?
Of course we're going to celebrate it because we have a little bit of time off now. But there has to be a cerebral approach to the way things are, because in the first 7 games, we're on the flip side of that. All right. So for us to be where we're at right now is great, but we also know there's a lot of work to be done.